Welcome to the Modern Manifestation Podcast. I'm your host, Bree Brown, a business mindset coach, entrepreneur, and a top competitor in a male-dominated industry. I'm a native Texan, the youngest of all brothers, and a lettuce-hating, wine-loving, curses-like-a-sailor recovering perfectionist. I've spent over a decade building my commission-based career, and my life's purpose is helping other women achieve the same multi-six-figure success I achieved before I was 25. I have a passion for helping women with mindset, money, and manifestation skills to help every young woman realize her full potential. If you're looking for vulnerable conversations, professional development, inspiration, or even a kick in the ass to get you motivated, you have come to the right place. Thanks for checking out the Modern Manifestation Podcast. Now let's jump right in to today's topic. Hello, my beautiful people. Every time I say that, I really want to play like a little clip of the Marilyn Manson song, but I digress. Man, it has been such a gloomy day today in Austin, but I have been on a roll. I don't know if y'all are into astronomy or astrology or not, but apparently the moon is like now in Virgo, which is my sign, and I'm feeling it. Like I have had so many new ideas for this podcast today. I just wanted to come here today and share with you some messages that have come forward despite the schmarmy weather. And I know, I promised y'all some sex therapy talk today, and it is coming, I promise. But I had this inspired idea today, and y'all know how I feel about inspired ideas. When the universe giveth, you best taketh. So here I am, bringing you a different topic today in preparation for our sex talk. Today, we are talking about pleasure. Pleasure! The power of pleasure and why it should become a priority. So let me ask you this. How often do you do something that brings you joy throughout your day, throughout your week, throughout your month, whatever? I was reading a book earlier this week, and of course it was like another self-help book because I just can't seem to get enough of them. And they asked this question, and the question just hit me like a ton of bricks. So I had to really think about it. How often do I make fun a priority in my life? And how often do I bake little enjoyments into my day? And I really try to be intentional about this because I'm all about manifesting more joy into your life. So I do little things here and there like going on walks with my dog, grabbing my favorite tea, maybe having a glass of wine, or connecting with my partner to see how his day went. Like, I'm doing little things here and there that do bring me joy, thinking that I'm like totally on top of this topic. But when I really think about it, and I really dove into this question for myself and had like a real heart to heart, and I even had to bring out the journal and be like, all right, bitch, like, are we really living a life of joy, or are we just doing things that, yes, bring joy, but also have an alternative function to them, right? So like I walk every day with my dog, but I'm also thinking about like, I'm getting out there, I'm getting active, I'm getting in nature. Yes, I like walking, but in reality, I love dancing more. And I could probably be dancing every morning too, but I feel like walk is the more productive choice. Or as another example that I feel like a lot of my fellow avid readers would connect with is that I actually really love reading fiction. Like, I love anything about like vampires, witches, alternative realities, romances, murder mystery, like whatever. I love that shit. Yet I hardly make time for this anymore. And I can't remember the last time when it was that I actually read a fictional book or like what even the title was. And even though I love it, I always have some sort of thought in the back of my mind that's like, well, it would actually be more beneficial for me or more productive if I read the self-help book, or if I listen to this theory on epigenetics, or if I listen to this TED Talk on anxiety and how that's produced. It's like, yes, all of those things are great, and yes, I'm interested in them, or I wouldn't be making time to do them because I am fascinated by this kind of stuff. But at the same time, how often am I choosing that over something else that might just bring me joy just for the sake of bringing joy and may not necessarily bring growth with it? You know what I mean? Like, even in the evenings, I have a tendency to forego fun and relaxing things in favor of something that's going to teach me something. And like, as much as I love, as an example, I love the Marvel universe. Like, I love all of those movies, you know, Thor, Guardians of the Galaxy, Black Panther, all of them. And Evan will sometimes ask me because we really enjoy watching those movies together. And I can't tell you how many times he's been like, hey, do you want to watch a Marvel movie tonight? And my first thought is always like guilt. Like, yes, I would. But what is that really doing for me? Like, am I growing? I would also enjoy journaling, or I would also enjoy doing yoga or meditation, or well, I don't want to say enjoy meditation. It's more, it's still a struggle. But I might also enjoy something like reading some self-help book that I'm really into right now. Like, yes, I would enjoy those things too. But sometimes it's okay to do something when the only purpose of that thing is to bring you joy. And for you, maybe it is dancing. Maybe you're like, oh, I really want to dance, but second guess, no, I should probably just weightlift so I can gain more muscle. Or maybe I can just go run or do Zumba to burn more calories, even if you'd rather just lose yourself to the music and into the feeling of dancing. It's like you'd rather dance, but these other things are going to give me that, maybe that endorphin release, but also more caloric burn or whatever your justification is. Or maybe you really love art and painting and you're thinking like, oh, I could get out all my stuff, maybe do a really pretty painting tonight or just like lose myself in that act. But instead you're like, well, actually, I should probably just put together some Instagram graphics instead. Or maybe I should work on a new website template. Or like you think of some other way to yes, get that creative urge met, but we search for ways to like kind of give ourselves what we yearn for. You know what I mean? Like we compromise things that bring us joy so that we can create space and time for the things that will help us grow. But doesn't that actually make us feel worse, like robbed in some way? Like even slightly? Oh, I want to dance, but instead maybe I'll just work out or do a Zumba class. Like, kind of the same thing. Or, oh, I really want to paint, but maybe I'll work on my Instagram graphics because that's really going to help my business. Or like, yes, creative outlets in a different way, but it's like you're not really feeding the essence of what your soul is looking for. Your soul's looking for you to just like lose yourself in this art or this joy or this pleasure, whatever it is. Maybe it's reading. Maybe you really genuinely love math, like whatever that is for you. Your soul's asking for you to just indulge in that pleasure just for the sake of pleasure. And how many times do we deny it or find some way to compromise that? And when we really think about it, doesn't that feel like the opposite of love or the opposite of what our higher self would actually want us to be doing? So many of us are on this path of growth, just wanting to grow ourselves mentally, spiritually, financially, physically, whatever that is. But we get so focused on these areas of growth that we forget to enjoy our lives along the way. Like we get so transactional with it. Like, oh, pleasure? No time for that. I need to keep pursuing growth at all costs to become successful. And we talk about balance a lot, but that's not balance. Who really takes the time for fun? And when we're so transactional with our time and so transactional with this effort to be successful, thinking the more effort I put into growing, then I expect to get more growth in return. When we think that way, like, are we really living in flow? Or have we just become so hyper-focused and fixated on this need to grow that we just don't allow ourselves to indulge in the day-to-day pleasures? That's ultimately what we want to manifest anyway. And maybe it's just me, but like, I feel like as a society, we tend to ignore the things that bring us joy and nothing else. That's like the asterisk there. And nothing else. Like it's not going to help me grow. It's not going to help me get fit. It's not going to help me learn something, like just for the sake of joy. Really ask yourself, when was the last time you did that? And why aren't these things more important to us? Especially in society, like people tend to judge other people that might just take a day to just do something they really love. Like instead of bragging about how long we spent at the office or how much work we did that last week, like why not brag about our making some of these things that we love a priority in our life? Because isn't it just wonderful to lose yourself and in your time enjoying something that speaks to your soul? Like when you're doing something that really makes you happy, it's like you always have that feeling of where did the time go? It's like your soul just lifts up into this sphere of your higher self where it's like where time just doesn't exist and you just allow yourself to seep in that joy. That's where you want to be from a manifestation perspective. Like that's going to get you where you want to go. Manifestation or positive manifestation lives there. That's like the heart of it. It's in that love, that creativity, and that flow. And what are we manifesting when we push pleasure aside for productivity? Or in favor of productivity, or we compromise our pleasure because we think that we could be more I keep using the word productive, but more productive if we did something else that was kind of like that, but different. It's important that we remember to enjoy life. And depending on how spiritual you want to get, you may or may not agree with this, but I believe that the purpose of our lives and our purpose of us having this human experience is to become closer to that essence of love or God or universe or higher self or whatever the hell you want to call it. And with that in mind, we immediately jump to the tangible and the most productive growth tools instead. But that's not where that connection lives. That connection finds you when you're lost in that passion. That's where it's going to find you, not behind some self-help book that's making you feel really, really like you're moving forward and like you're really learning something. Like, that's great. But you got to have both. And that's why this is the focus of this week's topic. Because next week, as we talk about pleasure and sex, are you really giving yourself into that? Are you using sex as this transactional thing? Or are you allowing yourself to feel that pleasure for no other purpose than just to be, just to feel? You manifest your identity. And if you're not making joy and fun a priority in your life over the more practical or useful or logical or whatever, then aren't you missing out on an opportunity to manifest more of that passion, joy, fun? Or manifest more of the other shit you want, like money and time, because that's what you need in order to be able to manifest more fun. Like, the universe is like, oh, great, fun is now a priority. Well, then we need to give them success. We need to give them money and time because that's the only way that they can get more of this fun in their life. So we're going to help them manifest that as a way to get them to that path of pleasure, that path of fun. When you think about it that way, it's kind of like, well, have we been approaching this whole thing from the wrong angle? What would happen if you just focus in this life on chasing joy and pleasure instead of some of the more tangible things like money and career and relationships? If you ultimately just focus on love and happiness and joy and pleasure, how much different could your life be? And when you start to lean into those things, how different could your life be? If we're not enjoying this life we're creating along the way, then what's the fucking point? Seriously, like, what is the point? You think in your next life is going to be so much greater? Awesome. What if there is no next life? What about this life? This mindset shift has just really struck a chord with me this week, and I know that I've been extremely guilty of this. Like, I want to be open and honest with you guys. This is something I struggle with. Like I said, Virgo, super type A, Capricorn moon sign. Like, I am productivity, logical, go, 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 steps. Is this also helping me move forward in some way? Like, I forget to lose myself in things that I love too. And true growth really comes from happiness, enjoyment, that connection to love, because that's really what we're seeking in this life. So let's give ourselves more opportunities to create that or to connect with that and make a commitment to do one thing every day that you love. So for me, this week, I'm going to read fiction and I'm going to dance. And maybe if I get the courage, I'll post a little clip of me dancing on Instagram, but let's not get our hopes up. Y'all, I'm almost 30. Like, we'll see. And just focus on prioritizing your enjoyment this week also, and really allowing yourself to make those stepping stones to creating more enjoyment in your life. Because we only have one. Let's not waste this life doing things that look great on paper, but don't bring our heart to that space of losing time just for the sake of being in love and being really in flow. So choose what you're going to allow yourself to enjoy this week or this month or whatever for the sole purpose of love and happiness, or creating more of that in your life. So whatever your passion is, let's do it this week. And take a picture or a video and tag me on IG. I want to see you living a life of freedom and joy and pleasure so that you manifest more of that freedom and joy. When I say pleasure, like, I don't want to be tagged in any sex videos. That's a little weird, guys. Save that for next week. No, I'm kidding. That's what we all really want in this life anyway, is just that connection to freedom, joy, pleasure, and really autonomy. And all of those things are going to help us manifest more of the things that we're wanting in this life. So this week, I challenge you. Put down the self-help books, put down the audiobooks, put down your coursework, and give yourself some time to just do something for the hell of it. Something for the sake of happiness or pleasure or passion. It's like I said in that last podcast episode, you can live from a place of creativity or you can live from the place of victimization. Let's be more intentional about choosing that creativity. And if creativity is not your thing, replace that word with pleasure or enjoyment or whatever brings you that passion and that connection to source. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this topic or if you had any aha moments, feel free to tag me on Facebook or Instagram at Modern Manifestation and let me know what your moment was. And if you haven't already, I've created a Facebook group for like-minded women, so feel free to go on Facebook and join the Modern Manifestation group and start sharing your manifestation journeys, questions, or whatever might be on your mind. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and I will catch y'all next Monday. Until then, go out there and manifest some miracles. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this podcast, hit subscribe so you can stay up to date with new episodes. As always, we would love it if you would share this episode with friends and family who could use the inspiration. As a new podcast show, we would really appreciate your honest feedback so I know what you like and what you could use more of. As a thank you for leaving us a rating, we will send you our 7 weekly tips to create space for abundance. Make sure you screenshot your review and email it to us at hello@themodernmanifestation.com so we can send them straight to your inbox. If you'd like to stay connected, you can find us on Instagram or Facebook at Modern Manifestation, or you can head to our website at themodernmanifestation.com. Thanks again for joining me, and I will catch y'all in the next episode.